we got a reveal of Superman's new
True.
costume. So, what did you guys think of this new Superman from James Gunn?
Who is this actor?
I
Uh,
don't remember his name.
something Cornwall or something.
What was he like from?
Cornwall. No
General Cornwall.
idea.
You guys talk about it while I look it up.
Is this still? This isn't called Superman Legacy anymore, is it? It's just Superman.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah,
Look
2025.
at the veins in his hands, dude. What?
No joke.
Dude, have you seen pictures of the actual dude? He got jacked for this
Oh,
film.
really? He's
Yeah.
vascular.
He's vascular. His name is
like it when they're
David Corn Sweat.
Corn sweat.
Corn Sweat.
Corn smut.
Corn sweat, yeah.
Oh, I like the guy that's playing Jimmy. That's a good pick for Jimmy Olsen. I like that actor.
Who?
Skylar Gisondo.
I don't know.
He's been in several things. Most recently,
Weird
he's in
question. Is he a ginger or no?
no,
No, it's just sad.
he's not. He's not ginger.
Taking all parts, guys.
What was David in? David has been David is known for Pearl, We Own the City, The Politician, Look Both Ways. I've never seen any of those.
Isn't he British? Is he British?
But about the suit, it looks all right. Can't see it because he's kind of like sitting. But...
No, he's from Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Quaker, wow. A Quaker man.
Or he was born in Philadelphia. Yeah, Pennsylvania, USA. Here is the actor, blah, blah, blah.
They couldn't find a Kansas actor? Jeez.
It's not. I guess he was in House of Cards as Reed. Never seen that show.
I don't. So a lot of people had a negative reaction because it looks very gloomy, kind of like Zack Snyder gloomy, and we were all hoping for kind of bright, happy Superman. I like the collar.
Yeah. I
like the S. I like the trunks. He's got the trunks on. I don't like the upper part of the suit. And it's like battle damage already. I wish they would have just did what it looked like regularly. He's got the kind of Superman hair curl thing going on, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I just don't like the mood of the picture, I guess they could have picked a better picture, is what I'm saying. Just like of him flying around, maybe.
I liked all the jokes of like how casual he is while there's like devastation happening behind him. He's just slowly putting on his boots.
Another day at the work.
Giant purple ball of death behind him.
So people are trying to guess what the villain is just from that purple
Brainiac.
Ball of death. Yeah, that's what I said.
Looks
a
like
lot of people are saying Lex Luthor because he's actually in it, but who is Lex Luthor? They said, right? Oh, it's Holt.
Yeah. Nicholas Holt.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
As Lex Luthor?
Oh.
Some more news.
Could be Eisenberg. You never know, man.
I liked Eisenberg.
He actually was better than I thought he was going to be.
I like the pick, but I didn't like him. Like I don't like how they wrote him. I thought he could have been good, but they just wrote him like he was riffing off the old Lex from the old movies. I kind of wanted a new spin on it. So more news. Peter Jackson and Andy Serkis are teaming up for two Gollum movies.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Gollum specific movies? Like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't really need the backstory of Gollum.
We have the backstory of
Gollum.
Gollum.
I think the movie does it fine, especially the beginning of Return of the King. I mean,
yeah, you get all you need.
Yeah,
we don't need to see more of.
You love that recent game, guys. What are you talking about? You want
if it's based on that game, okay, let's go.
In a Tetris version movie of that game.
You just see him floating on this wheel like in the air.
Oh, thank you.
If anyone needs like a backstory, I guess Aragorn.
That would be interesting.
As a ranger, that would be cool to see him actually doing ranger stuff.
Like in his ranger days?
Yeah. And
that'd
like how he meets what's her name? because they just kind of allude to
How he
it.
meets Gandalf. That'd be very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. We don't know how he met Gandalf. He just kind of knows.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, but no,
What
let's
the
just go
heck,
back and do
people?
Gollum again.
No.
Apparently, my guess is because they said that this is gonna be Gollum, like the search for Gollum or what the heck it was, and so my guess is like because in the books, after Bilbo's birthday, Gandalf goes and looks for Gollum, and he and Aragorn team up. So that's what my guess this movie would be about. I haven't read too much into it, so I have no idea if that's even close, but because it was like something about the search for Gollum or something like that. But
does it give you hope that Peter Jackson's going to be back?
not, I mean, if they give him control, sure, but they didn't do that with the Hobbit, so.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm about to say there was a lot of interference there, and
Because he wanted years to do it, and they said, "We're going to do it now, or with or without you." And he was like, "Well, crud, I'll do what I can."
Crap baskets.
Oh, crabby cakes.
if you're gonna do Lord of the Rings, you need to do stuff outside of like the trilogy.
Yeah, the main
Yeah.
characters.
The trilogy's already been done. So
It's
just-
like what
just-
we've been saying for Star Wars.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
do something
100%.
else.
Leave
Get
the main
away
characters
from the
alone.
That's
I don't need Bilbo. I don't need Schmeagol. Get out of it.
Just do Tom Bombadil. And...
There you go.
The Bombadil Chronicles. I'd
Yeah.
watch that.
Starring Jack Black. I'd be all about that. They found a 1923 old anime. So it's the oldest anime ever found. It's just about this
Wow.
kid that's eating lunch. So that was kind of cool. For the controversies this week, we had a big one, and that was Xbox closing down some studios, including some Bethesda studios. This kind of created a big old outrage. There's two sides to this debate, though. So I'm on one, Michael's on another. I don't know where you two fall, but
I haven't heard much about this besides the closing of studios. So what are the sides?
okay, Michael, you describe your side.
Okay, well, my only thing, well, it's just kind of the side of, big big conglomerate corporation buys the whole umbrella thing and then just starts shutting down studios. So they shut down Tango Gameworks and Arcane. Now Arcane did do a bad game. They did Redfall back in what was that, March of last year, May of last year?
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to my knowledge, they haven't really had a bad game. Apart from that, I have only played their Dishonored games, which is what they're known for, and people freaking love them. But Tango, to my knowledge, does not have a bad game. Now, Ghostwire Tokyo, people will say it's good, bad, or some people say it's bad, but it mostly range from good to some people actually think it's great, which is a few rarities, but that's like the lowest one that I've seen. People love Evil Within. I freaking love Evil Within. People loved Hi-Fi Rush.
That's a good one.
Didn't like it.
And it's just like,
I know it's years past, but Evil Within 1 still sucks. The controls suck. It's just bad, dude.
it's exact same as Resident Evil 4 original.
No.
Tank controls?
No, it's not tank controls. It's like it doesn't even make you stop and aim, does it? It's been so long, dude. I can't remember.
No, you can walk around and aim.
It's probably it's definitely probably rough and dated. It's been a minute since I played it, but anyway. So my whole issue, and then so they come out. So there's a couple things that really piss me off about this. One, you're closing two very good studios. Two, how they did it was an email. There was no meeting. It's just like one morning, you get an email, boom. Hey, you guys are done. Bye. Have fun. Like we're Xbox. Have fun. Bye. Annoying. And then three, like apparently the Tango Gameworks head like a week or two before had just pitched them Hi-Fi Rush 2. And it's like, you think you're closing this, why are you letting them do that? That's a total BS. And then after they closed them, they put up a thing of like, we want more standout, unique games in our portfolio. And it's like,
Hi-Fi Rush was unique.
Exactly. Standout and unique. And also, it's like, you can't argue the fact of sales being the issue because it's all on Game Pass. Like your subscriber numbers are what matter. And like, that's what you want for subscribers. Like, games that people will play, people that are interesting, especially games like Hi-Fi Rush, which are kind of shorter and you hop in and play it. I don't know. This is so, there's probably way better arguments that I was just annoyed. I didn't even look more into it. Like I saw the initial thing, like Alex has been listening to podcasts about, Colin's podcast. They're going off about it, how angry they are. Like this guy, Matty Plays, he's a massive Xbox fan, massive Bethesda fan as well. And he's just talking about how upset he is about this. But I don't know. For me, it was just like, I don't see a reason to close these two studios. One bad game, even though like people played the game because it's on Game Pass. Redfall probably got more publicity because it was bad, honestly. But I'm like, I don't know. It's just it's that kind of worrisome thing to me of like them buying up all this stuff. Like they just bought, Bethesda, Blizzard, Activision. Like just having the power of shutting them down. It's like, why not sell them? Why not do
Yeah.
something, anything else with them? Like, why are you buying them and then doing nothing with them? Like that's another thing is like the history of Xbox has been so bad recently since Xbox One of like get us good games. And it's like you finally buy studios that are making good games like Hi-Fi Rush, which just came out, and it's like also they can't take credit for that because it was being made before they even bought them, so it's not even their freaking game. They just closed the freaking studio when they were just given a game that's good. I don't know. The whole thing annoys me to death.
Does
But
suck when people lose their jobs.
that
Yeah.
You
sucks.
could
But
have
it's also,
just like disband or like kind of put them other places or
and it
other
also like
studios.
it's like it makes more sense if it's justified. But I see no justification. Like they have not had a flop. Like take Arcane, Redfall, yes, but Tango Games Works, their past 5 games that I can think of were all at least good to great and sold really well. So I don't know. It annoyed me greatly, and I was
I
the fact that Tango doesn't exist anymore is very upsetting to me.
I wish Ghostwire wasn't first person.
Yeah,
That was the
that's one I
only
haven't
down.
played. I need to play that one, but
That was the only thing. Like I saw the trailers and stuff. I was like, oh, cool. But then it showed like gameplay and it was like first person. I was like, that should be a
yeah,
third person game.
Yeah, that
well,
one's always on. That one's on Game Pass right now, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So,
But they,
so my side was I'm a little more hopeful about what this signifies, and that's kind of the end of the AAA games, which I think has gotten too bloated, too much staff. I mean, it does suck that these guys, their studio got closed down, but it does cut them loose to go start a new studio. But yeah, AAA games just got out of control. You pay $70, and a lot of games are just like walking simulators. I think we need a little bit more smaller, like a bunch of studios that are smaller, and that charge less and are easier to make. And maybe we don't need these great big cinematic, video games like that. So yeah, I think you're seeing that that's what players want more is because AAA games have really become like under the microscope. People are kind of sick of the charging of the microtransaction, and that's what these big studios are made out of are microtransactions and game not Game Pass, but what do you call them, subscriptions and stuff like that. They're
Season
just
passes.
yeah, they're designed to just bring in money like constantly, like all the time. And I think that's kind of got in the way of creativity in the video game because there's a lot of creative like indie games, but they just get overshadowed. And I think indie games are good for Game Pass. That's where they go. That's where people play them. Like Michael said, like something like Hi-Fi Rush should have been an indie game that you could just play on Game Pass. I like Game Pass. I know me and Jared use it a lot. I know it's kind of complicated if it's actually good for the gaming industry, because it is just Microsoft's Game Pass, and then we'll probably eventually have Nintendo's Game Pass and Sony's Game Pass, and you got to buy. You know, a lot of people talk about this being the last Xbox, and they just go into Game Pass, and that's what you have. It's kind of like Steam. That's their Steam, and that's what you play on PC and stuff like that. So that's I like that AAA games are being examined for the kind of scummy practices that they do. And I mean, I'm a classic conservative. I like small stuff. I even think this with like businesses. We don't need giant Apple and Google corporations. We need a bunch of small stuff because that brings out creativity and competition and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of what's happening to the game industry at this point. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe this probably is gonna. Well, I've heard a lot of people say there's gonna be one more Xbox and then they close it, but I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last Xbox. And then you have Nintendo who does their own thing, and I mean, I would buy a Switch, but they only seem to put out one game every like 5 years, and it's very frustrating. But I'm really tempted to buy the new Switch 2 whenever that comes out. So we'll see about that. Any other comments on the closers.
My only shot back or conversation back to that would be the fact that Tango and I mean Arcane, you could be argue that fact of like them being more cinematic and the kind of like because that's kind of Dishonored is that kind of more cinematic thing. But like you said, Hi-Fi Rush feels like an indie game, and
Yeah.
I don't think Tango's very big at all. Like if they were going for that more chopping of the big heads, like I don't want to say this word, but to say this word, Obsidian has had their game on the freaking back burner for a long time. What is it? I forget what it's Avowed is what it's called, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's like that game has been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And like there's these like why are you getting rid of people who are just at least releasing games when you have dozens of others that haven't put out a game since you bought them 5 years ago? It's like, what are they doing? Why are they getting free passes when Tango's putting stuff out that's good? That's what's killing me. I'm like, what the heck?
I totally agree that it probably wasn't a good thing for Microsoft to buy all these studios when they're not going to do anything with them. But it's hard for those studios to pass up the money that Microsoft is offering. 100%. So yeah.
Or their parent studios or just sell them off like little chickens.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sucks, but I do hope that would be very cool if they just, if Tango was able to just go. But that's the thing. I'm like, I just wish that they were sold or just, I don't know.
Yeah, because it sucks that they're going to have to like get a new company.
Rebuild, like hey, we're the same guys.
Yeah.
But then again,
Tango or something like
with all the stuff with, I don't know if you guys have been following the, well, there's that big company that bought up is like Xbox, but they didn't have the money to buy them up like Xbox did, and they bought a bunch of freaking companies, and then they just had to sell off everything. They have the only thing left big they have, I think, is Tomb Raider Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, Embracer Group.
Embracer, there you go. Yeah, it's like that's the other side of the coin of like I don't want someone to. Like if they would have sold Tango, I wouldn't have want someone like them to buy them because then they would have just gone on them. But at least Embracer sold their stuff rather than I don't know. It's a big tangled mess and it upset me.
It is.
I was pretty upset this week, but about that. But I don't know.
We'll see. Then the last bit of controversy was kind of stupid, but Apple put out a new trailer for the Apple iPad 15 or whatever. I don't know what number they're on. But so this ad, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's got like musical instruments. It's got an old arcade cabinet. It's got paint. It's got all this art stuff. And then this thing like comes and crushes it, and it turns it into the iPad. And it's like, wow, that is very tone deaf, Apple.
Yes, it is. Good Lord.
Like AI is coming for you.
All you need is one.